Motherfucker ain't even home. Thought that bitch was on. My bad. Hold on. Yep. Yep. What's up? It's your boy Shavar. So for real, we got be reaction to the King Von death. Now I've been hearing a lot of speculation around this situation. You know, OTF Vonnie and a lot of people that's inside of that camp. You know, first and foremost, rest in peace to the fallen. Whether you was uh church going motherfucker, demon, whatever. You know, anytime somebody lose their life tragically, it's it's never a situation that we want to disrespect. So, uh, rest in peace to that brother and his side of the family. But I heard a lot of speculation around the situation that it was an inside job that he got hit. You feel me? That it was a hit. Somebody inside his camp set him up to get his ass whacked. And I think this is why you can't trust motherfuckers. This is why exactly why you gotta watch the company you keep and the people that you got around. Cause a lot of times you might think that these people want to see you succeed, but as soon as you get a little bit above them, then they'll try to shut you down. They'll try to prevent you from eating, making money, or going up any further. And Vaughn was getting bigger than dirt. So I'm gonna run it back a little bit because we ain't gonna go all the way back through because I'm trying to make this a short video. And then I got other clips that are other things and reactions that we're gonna get into. But I do want to time in on, what I think happened, and we're gonna look into because it don't add up. You feel what I'm saying? It don't add up. So let me rewind it a little bit back. Let's go back to like 5 minutes. Where are we at right now? 6. Let's go back to 4 minutes. Yeah. And then we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna let it play for a little bit. We're gonna talk about it. Do y'all think that it was inside hit? They saying Dirk set him up. You feel me? To get killed. So this shit just get crazy, bro. For real. Even y'all can't see OTF, only the family. What that mean if my family is the main ones, the same people that is getting me killed. You feel what I'm saying? All family ain't family. Even in you ain't gotta be in no group of gang. This is day to day, even in your regular family. You know what I'm saying? You got people that's with you, that's close to you, just so they can hurt you. Some dudes that be around because they trying to get at your girl, your baby mom, or whatever the case is. Some dudes is with you because they want to actually be you. You feel what I'm saying? They want to be you, walk in your shoes, and be the person that got what you got. So, best way for them to do that, they feel like, is they got to get you out the way and try to get you in a situation to where you lose your life. But let's run it back a little bit and then time in.
And suggests that he was alive after 2 surgeries in the hospital. He woke up after the second surgery and got startled by the nurse, which resulted in his passing.
His mom made it through 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries, but he made it through 2 surgeries. And then after the second surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where his gun at. And he went into the shop. So he was making 2 surgeries. How hours later, Taylor talking about he fought the nurse. She the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How do you know what's going on inside the hospital?
Because she was there at the hospital.
But the police records also suggest that King Von got backdoored, which is what Vonnie's father said. Because a close friend of King Von came out to say that Von paid for bodyguards to protect him. Yet when the brawl went down, they ran away and effectively did nothing.
Security guard let him walk. You get paid he get paid to protect. How the fuck you let him walk over and fight? You ain't supposed to let him fight. He ain't supposed to be touching nobody. Security guard, if anything, you make sure Quando them leave. Whoever else they was with, you make sure they leave. How you let him walk over somebody that's the reason y'all here, the reason everybody in this parking lot here, because this man right here making the money and y'all his entourage. That security guard is unfishy with him. That's why he deleted his Instagram. So I definitely feel like it's foul play. I don't know where it's coming from, but I definitely feel like it's some weird shit going on.
As the police body cam footage shows Von's friends, but not one bodyguard.
It's crazy how all this shit coming out years later, like all this evidence and you know what I'm saying, like all this backdoor shit that we know Chicago they known for backdoor and a lot of places known for backdoor. In my city even known for backdoor. You be in the wrong spot. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that you might think that you would have known your whole life that you good with. As soon as you start doing a little bit better there, you know what I'm saying, set you up. But it's crazy how like years later they finally starting to put these pieces together. Like damn, like your own people then made that move. Your own folks that set you up, and all this stuff been coming out since Dirk been up in the feds. Matter of fact, that happened in 2020. That's 5 years ago. 11/06. That's 3 days before my birthday. That joint happened on 2020. Damn, time flying. I didn't even know bro been gone 5 years already. I've been 5 years, and now it's just now starting to come out about the situation and how it happened and all that. They starting to put the pieces together because like it don't make no sense. The same person that supposedly shot him is the same person that got paid off, the money. So it's like adding up type shit. And supposedly like 6 people lost their life that day. So it wasn't even just bro. It was like multiple people got shot, multiple people lost their life. So how it is the one gun that bro had, he shoots you once. It was multiple shots, but they said most of the shots was coming from the police, you know what I'm saying, and different people like that. But it was multiple people who got hit that night.
But to get the full story on how King Von passed, the police detailed the events of what happened on that night. On November 5th, 2020, Von and his crew headed to a club in Atlanta to celebrate his Welcome to O-Block album. The night was supposed to be a massive celebration for the success King Von found in music after years of living the street life. But no one expected it to be cut short that night, because King Von was always aware of his surroundings. Growing up in a dangerous place like O-Block, he knew how to defend and protect himself, which is why Von's crew had 20 members across 8 vehicles when they went to the club. Von always traveled heavy with his crew, and Von's manager spoke about it, mentioning that Von had a custom-made truck for safety.
I travel one security that moves with Von, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a proof truck, and not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Von more than any security would. We're like, I think we're about 8-10 cars deep, 20-25 on entourage.
However, something on this night was different. Von and his team were supposed to go back to their hotels once the party ended, but for some reason, Von changed the plans.
Everybody's mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and Airbnb, because that's normal routine. The club you went to, the after hours wasn't getting paid for. I didn't have no.
That's wild. That's just like, it's similar to how y'all remember Pac murder, how Pac got hit, right? How they had the plans and everything set up, then last minute Pac changed his mind, like, nah, I want to go down to the strip. Blase. Same thing, like he had all Pac, because people don't even know Pac was never alone. He was never supposed to just been riding with Suge off the rip. It was other cars, but he had multiple people with him before he left the hotel, and they decided they was going to ride out and go somewhere else, opposed to, you know what I'm saying, going to where they originally was going to go. They switched up the plan, so it was kind of like the same thing, and then he got hit based off of, the fight that transpired earlier, but that was an inside job too, because he got paid. Somebody paid them off so he could get hit too. So it's like similarities in the story. You feel what I'm saying? It's like it got stuff that kind of go hand in hand from what happened back then to what's going on now. It's like the same shit. It don't change. It's just the players do. The game don't change. Just the players do. So it's just like the same thing that happened to bro, same thing that happened to folk years later. But that doesn't make me think about this.
That was a complete Von decision.
As Von told his driver to go to the Monaco Lounge, which is just another club, but Von never told the other 7 cars they were going there.
Everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Von literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from
Shit, I be doing that a lot. I done pulled up the venues and places and some of the jankies, hood spots and all that by myself. By myself. Even my homies and somebody gonna meet me there. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes I just pull up by myself. Like I might not know nobody in that bitch, but you feel me? Like I ain't never really had a situation like that. You feel me? Transpire really got out of hand. Even when I've been with myself, because I know how to handle myself, like how to move. You feel me? Like you could peep something ain't right. You know what I mean? You might want to shake out of it. There's been a couple situations that I've been in where fights broke out, shit got rowdy and all that. But 9 times out of 10, I usually pop up with at least like one or two of the guys. You know what I mean? I got some folks over that's already up in there. It's something like that that's gonna make sure everything. They gonna watch my six. But just in case, you feel me? Like I make sure I'm moving right at all times, so I don't be lacking and none of that. You know what I mean? In case things do get out of hand, you could handle yourself. You feel me?
people in the car, like, hey, bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from his DJ was like, hey, bro, you know, we here by ourselves. Like, where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue.
Once they got to Monaco, the rest of the team was notified, turned their cars around, and headed for the new club. Luckily, they all got there before anything bad happened with Von's truck alone.
Oh, yeah, they was out in
Von's
Atlanta,
manager
too.
got there, he noticed Von wasn't acting like how he was in the party. Rather than being excited for the future and happy with his music success, he was silent in the back seat of his truck, sitting on his phone.
For some reason, Von wasn't himself. This man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 30, 35 minutes.
Eventually, his manager convinced Von to get out of the truck and go in the club. But with Von's security measures, they sent in a few guys into the club to make sure it was safe for Von.
I went to the car he was in. I was like, yo, Von. Went inside the passenger seat. I'm like, yo, Von, bro, what's going on? Like everybody here, wait, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Von's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. Check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no...
As this made Von's group smaller on the outside, where the real danger was, because Quando Rondo's crew was posted up in their white SUV in the parking lot. One of King Von's members noticed Quando was there and told Von immediately.
Now, right before we go inside the club, one of his homeboys, he came to the car and said, hey, so-and-so's here. And Von just jumped up like, oh, come on, let's go.
King Von instantly jumped out of his truck, as King Von and Quando had beefed online back and forth before, but Von was furious and wanted to confront him, as video footage catches Von in the white shirt going in front of the white SUV, pulling up on Quando and swinging on him.
He jumped up.
If you're here in Pennsylvania and are looking for a solution,
listen, this is like goofy type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like goofy movie type shit, bro. Like a lot of dudes, bro, they be losing their life because they be dealing with, appreciate that, like a lot of these dudes, they be dealing with these women, right? And they let that shit get to their head and they be taking that shit personal. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if it's my woman, I shouldn't have to fight for her. You feel me saying? She should automatically just be mine. If she not, she for the streets, you feel what I'm saying? Then she gonna automatically be for everybody else. She gonna be for the team. She gonna be for the gang. But if she mine and if she meant for me, then she gonna be for me. I shouldn't have to be out here fighting these dudes, not over no pussy, not, you know what I'm saying? Not over no chicks, bro. Not over, it's a million other chicks that would love to deal with a nigga. Ain't no pussy worth dying over. That's just keeping it all the way 103. You know what I'm saying? You get in this situation with these shorties and they say, no, your life at risk, you dying because you trying to confront a man who is coming at that bitch. Hey, look, if she ain't standing on solid ground, she ain't stepping about that, then I'm not gonna be stepping on that. If she ain't going hard like that, where she though she in the wrong, then I'm a clipper. I'm gonna cut ties, you feel me? But if she's standing on business and she supposed to be the one run up there and popping Rondo in the face, you get what I'm saying? You got dudes fighting over chicks, bro. Like, unless that's like my grandma or my mom to somebody like that, fighting over these girls, man. Like that's a lot of dudes be getting caught up like that, lacking because you letting your emotions take over. Like y'all moving like hoes, and because of that, bro had to lose his life. And on top of that, it was a backdoor. But at the top of overall, bro lost his life, and then for nothing because it's some chick. You know what I mean? She supposed to be sliding like that, like a shorty. She, you feel what I'm saying? If she really down for you and all that, she gonna check that. You shouldn't have to go over there and be fighting. You know what I'm saying? And getting in a situation because it's some chick, man. Because you know what I mean? It's a billion other. It's more females than it is dudes. You know what I mean? Around the world. So I know you wanted to check that, man. You wanted to check him based off of the situation, but I mean, at the same time, yeah, I mean, was it really worth it when you look at it in the long run? Like all that shit don't be worth it, bro. Like you niggas is still young. You gonna end up finding meeting 1,000 other shorties who, you know what I mean, going to treat you good, treat you better than that. We just when you young, you just think, oh, you hitting it, so you think, oh, this shit is the best and all that. Ooh, ooh. A lot of these chicks ain't even rocking right for you. As soon as you die, go to jail, they be on to your friend or your homie. You know what I mean? Move on to the next dude. So why would you ever cut your life short for one of these yamps out here who ain't even worth it, bro? Definitely if she ain't standing on business, she not even rocking for you right, gang. You got you going out there like a hoe, you feel what I'm saying? Getting caught up because bro came at your shorty or he said this and she was giving some type of rhythm, some type of vibe. Like, hell nah. You played your hand wrong, gang.
He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling.
A couple of seconds into the brawl, Quando's friend Tim realizes Quando isn't winning, so he comes out from behind the white SUV with a firearm and hits King Von multiple times. Von's manager also got one in the leg. With King Von still having some of his friends outside, they instantly retaliated on Lil Tim with their own, making him fall to the ground only a few feet away. With the noise of clips going off in the area, 2 off-duty officers pulled up to the scene. Rather than trying to help the scene, they only made it worse by using their own firearms, as one of King Von's team members was hit and passed to the officers. While everybody is going back and forth with each other, King Von lies on the street with Quando beside him. Somehow Von stays awake through it all and holds Quando in front of him to shield himself.
And was he trying to take Von's chain or?
Honest truth, I don't think V-Roy had no jewelry on, and from the people that was a little bit closer, Von was actually holding onto him like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you here, like, even through getting, he's that strong, like, he just, like, he was literally holding him.
But with Quando and his crew having enough and trying to leave the scene, they help up Quando and jump into their white SUV before speeding to the hospital. With the scene calming down, the race to save King Von's life started. His closest...
Hell nah, bro. No, boy. That was the wrong move. You ain't play your hand right at all, bro. You ain't play your hand right at all. Like, cause if it was some real shit, like it should have went totally different. That's how you know you ain't got the right people in your corner. You ain't got the right people around you, bro. That should never even got that far to where you are in the middle of the street. You had security. You got your team there. You got everybody there. One thing that you gotta understand is you the money. They gotta protect the money. You the bag. You get what I'm saying? Like, overall, anything that happened, you gotta be the main person that's out the mix, that's protected, that people supposed to come through for. You feel what I'm saying? For a motherfucker to get that close to you and to, you know what I mean, be able to do that mean you ain't had the right people around you. They was all this around you for probably opportunity, probably for the money, probably for, you know what I'm saying, for the spotlight, for the fame. You ain't did for the right reasons. You got the wrong intentions in the first place. Your mind is all fucked up. You're not thinking proper. Because if you thinking right, you gonna like peep this shit like, hold up, ain't nobody coming, you know what I'm saying, through for me. Your security automatically supposed to got right in front of that. You know what I mean? They ain't nowhere to be found. Police shooting at your whole entourage. That whole setup was just janky, bro. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy.
Muwap ran into the street and picked up King Von. He carried him to their getaway car that pulled up, and they went off to the same hospital. Members in the car detailed how Von was, even in his worst moments. His friends were worried for what might happen, but King Von assured everyone in the car that he'd make it.
When he was in the car, I myself wasn't there. The gentleman that was in the car with him was panicking, and Vaughn was the one that was like, "Hey, calm down, slow down, chill. I'm gonna be good. Just get me to the hospital." And honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself, from that incident, from what I was told from the people in the car, that he would have been fine.
After arriving at the hospital, King Von was rushed into the operating room as he made it through 2 surgeries but unfortunately passed. Sources close to Von claim he was looking for his firearm when he woke up because he was confused. In reality, he never had one. But it was strange to hear Boozy mention he didn't have a firearm 2 years ago.
Like you said, the King Von situation, like there was absolutely no reason for Von to be rolling around with that dude. Like, there was no, especially since he had security, like, you know, someone should have jumped in. It should never even.
That shit don't add up. That shit do not add up, gang. You know something ain't right. You got security, you got all these different people they get paid. They getting paid now that they supposed to protect your body. That's the main reason for having it. They supposed to protect your body, protect your life, right? And you got all these different entities, and ain't none of these people sliding. Ain't none of them coming through. You feel what I'm saying? They all letting you get hemmed up. They all letting you tussle in the streets and all that. And it was a minute. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't like just a couple 5 seconds. Nah, y'all had plenty of time to go over there and secure that situation, to de-escalate that situation before it even got to the point that it got to. That's how you know it was an inside job. And now, 5 years later, all the evidence coming out, it make perfect sense. You feel me? Y'all let that man get hit for real.
I almost feel like if you have real security,
all of them is supposed black. I feel like they would have been more ready in Chicago.
Sad, man, sad. I mean, the whole King Von thing is really kind of hanging over everyone right now.
Why is everyone using ninja transfers?
Ninja transfers.
Chill, bro. We don't get paid for advertisement.
Me up,
Over everyone right now.
They f me up, bro. I like King Von.
But the unfortunate end of King Von hit the news headlines.
This made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
2 groups of individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of...
But with Quando and Lil Tim responsible, we finally heard from them talking on the situation. As Quando said, he wished it could have been handled differently.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% know them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this book that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever. Like, it could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
Even Lil Tim said something similar, saying he wishes it was avoided.
To know, like, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn. If Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, yeah, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying like that, because I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like they ain't never popped.
Are you really? You got paid off, bro. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut up. I'm tired of all these niggas be running their mouth, bro. They be really just popping shit for the cameras, for the interviews. Man, shut that shit up. I'm really a humble person, you know, really could have any type, man. You got paid, bro. You was there to do that job and you did that job, period. Now your ass gotta worry about facing criminal charges, indictments, cause that shit catching up to you, my boy. You talking like, oh yeah, ooh, man, kill that noise, bro. Kill that noise. These niggas wanna be gangsters, y'all wanna be demons, y'all wanna be killers, y'all wanna be all this shit except for men. That's why I don't fuck with a lot of y'all, cause y'all, it's like, I don't know. The older I get, the more stupid shit be sounding to me. You feel me? That's why I watch my six, cause I really do that shit. And like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear all that. Bro, you doing that shit for the camera. You doing all that shit because you know damn well you was making a check off of that. Regardless, it couldn't have been avoided if you was there to do a certain job. That's what you was there to do. This is the problem with a lot of, you know what I'm saying, um, people that's in the industry or come from the streets and they start getting money and they, you know what I mean, they don't know how to turn it off. You feel me? You don't know how to keep the street shit in the streets and keep the business with the business side. Y'all want to bring the streets into the business and then that shit get messy. Next thing you know, you got a whole shit show because you're not handling your situation correctly when it comes to how you supposed to move now. You supposed to switch up your whole programming. Yeah, we gonna still get this money, we gonna still do all that, but at the same time, we gotta realize, bro, we got families, we got babies, we got lives. Use your fucking brain. You know what I'm saying? Use your brain other than, you know what I'm saying, all the stupid shit that's come out your mouth 24/7. Like, every time I hear that goofy, dumb shit, I just be like, bro, you still don't get it. You don't get it. You know what I'm saying? It take a motherfucker to lose his life, go through all this, somebody mama crying and all this extra shit, losing family members, and you got kids that ain't got no dads and none of this shit, you know, growing without they parents, they fathers, they mothers, all because a lack of judgment, all because you're not using logic over emotion. See, when you too emotional and you're not using logically, like, all right, like let's break this down to where it makes sense. Like let's think now. You know what I mean? End of the night, my decision can either in jail or it can end up in death or, you know what I'm saying? Either way. So if I don't use my logic and what I got to protect over somebody who might not mean as much to me as my kids, and they could never mean as much to you as your children. You know what I'm saying? Is this situation really worth it? Yeah, I stand on business and all that, but how I'm going about things, definitely since I didn't stepped in the door to where I could really change my life. Now I could be more business mindset and more, you know, I could put certain things down. We need to have a meeting. Men are pussy. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like egos be taking over. People too afraid to be like, call that man. Hey, look, we gonna have a motherfucking meeting, bro. Fuck that. This old shit over a bitch. Fuck that, bro. Kill that noise. Hey, look, call a fucking meeting, bro. We gonna get the gloves, do whatever we gotta do. If you got testosterone issue, I'm finna check your shit. Bitch ass nigga, when you walk out of here, you gonna have estrogen inside your system, but you gotta G-check that shit at the door. Because people let their emotions get their ass killed. That shit happens every fucking day. You're emotional. So you not thinking logically. So we gonna sit down and have a motherfucking grown man conversation, bro. Fuck all that emotional shit. That rah-rah hollering and all that. We gonna have a real live conversation. At the end of the conversation, I don't give a fuck you like what I say or not. I don't give a fuck about like what you can say or not. You gonna respect is respect. I'm gonna give you that as a man. Agree to disagree. We gonna go our ways, or we gonna figure out a way that we gonna, you know what I'm saying, move beyond this. But end of the day, before I just move off an emotion, I'm gonna give you hella opportunities to correct your wrongs, bro, with no emotions inside, because this is a logical man moves off of logic, not emotion. You feel me? And when you're moving off emotion, you can't really call yourself a man. You ain't no better than the chick says. And I'm not saying that it ain't situations where you might, you know what I mean, get high-headed or you might, you know what I'm saying, lose your shit. But at the same time, you gotta know how to hold yourself. You gotta know how to make yourself accountable, dog.
That would have never happened like that.
Lil Tim survived his injuries at the hospital, but while he was still recovering, he was arrested and charged with the passing of King Von. However, Tim's lawyer got all the charges dropped after they claimed he acted in self-defense. As he stated, the case against Mr. Leaks, aka Lil Tim, was dismissed before ever being indicted, although Lil Durk and O-Block got their revenge, as they created a big-time hit against Quando's crew, which resulted in Quando's friend Lil Pab passing.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This is the exact crime that Dirk was arrested for, and the reason he was charged with an M for hire. And it didn't take long for Dirk to begin self-snitching on himself. As he rapped the lyrics, they like Dirk, he a singer, he won't do something. You can believe whatever you want. I got your folks hit. And there's more lyrics of Dirk mocking Quando's reaction, where he rapped, look on the news and see your son screaming no. As the news captured the moments Quando realized Lil Pab was gone, as he was yelling no, just like how Dirk poked fun at him for.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
But with Dirk locked up for the crime, it's reported he's getting snitched on by other members of OTF. It's written. The new OTF Ted body cam footage of him begging to snitch against Dirk has changed this case. Dirk's lawyers submitted paperwork for an extended time on their bond proposal, which makes you wonder what information does Ted know, as the bad news is that Ted is the younger brother of OTF Didi. In case you're unaware, Didi is Dirk's main guy and hitter, meaning Ted could know a lot of inside information. But Ted first got involved when the feds arrested him for a firearm in his jeans pocket.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Dude had it. What about that? A man had it with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
You would hope that OTF members would stay solid with each other, but Ted wasn't about it, as he completely broke down before entering the jail. He begged the officer and told him, I swear I'll tell you all about the passings, as he hoped to get out of sitting behind bars.
Did you know you could be entitled to a 5 or 6?
Anyway, man, more of the story is keep your friends close and your enemies closer, because your enemies might be your closest friends. That's just how that shit is, bro. And you never know who plotting on you. You feel me? Who deep got something that they want, or they just, you feel me? They just, you know, in a position where, you know, they using you to get ahead, or they see you as a lick or somebody who can change their life or do something for them, and you know they coming at the situation where they trying to get you out the way so they can have your situation. You feel me? But I ain't gonna speak too much more on it. Just that shit remind me of like they still ain't even figure out the rich homie situation. You feel me? Like that whole situation was, that shit was sketchy too. It was gonna take 5 years for that to come out. You feel me? But everything that's in the dark comes to the light eventually, type shit. You know what I mean? Like you could hide for a minute, but you can't hide forever. You feel what I'm saying? Eventually you gonna catch that. You gonna catch that wreck. Whatever's coming your way, you gotta face it. You can't be running around. Can't be, you know what I mean? You can't be hiding forever. You gotta embrace that shit. But that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. I'll let y'all next time. One.